Hi everyone, Sarah Pacaro, I'm a rapid transformational therapist. I'm going to share with you today empathetic traits. So if you've noticed that you have been in or currently in a relationship with a narcissist, with a toxic and unhealthy person, you may have come across this term empath, codependent, and you may realize that you used to have some of those empathetic traits. And these traits are not bad, but they do make you vulnerable to narcissistic manipulation. So narcissists are attracted to people with very specific qualities, and these qualities gives this abuser one foot in the door to carry out this narcissistic manipulation and tactics to suck the life force from their victims. That's why it's called supply and hoovering, because they're sucking this life force out of you. Now, there are other people who might not put up with narcissistic abuse past a very early point, but people with empathetic traits are different because they have a desire to help, to fix, to heal, and you'll notice it always goes back to your childhood. You were the fixer, you were the helper, you were the healer, and you did this because you're naturally loving, caring, forgiving, and understanding. So these empathetic people believe that people deserve unconditional love, even the narcissist. There's no separation. They just believe that people deserve unconditional love. And that's a good belief to have, but it can get you in trouble and land you in really toxic relationships because you're giving, and the toxic narcissist is taking. So with these traits, you might as well be wearing a red bullseye for a narcissist. Ugh. But you don't have to put up with it. You can change how you react. You don't need to change anything about you. Who you are is perfectly good enough, but you can change how you react to the narcissistic abuse. Identifying what draws narcissists to your personality is the first step. So that's what this video is going to go over today. So the different empathetic traits. The first one is you notice that you are trusting. You have a high integrity, high moral values and standards. You're trusting and you have integrity. And some people believe that trust must be earned upon meeting someone new. After all, how can you trust someone that you just met? But for you, if you're an empath, trust does not need to be earned from the get-go. You are more likely a person who naturally trusts people to treat you with respect and do the right thing. There's people who feel like you have to earn my trust, I don't freely give it away, and people who freely give it away and then it gets taken after. This is the empath. You don't allow or make room for people to earn your trust. You naturally trust people to treat you with respect, to do the right thing. Why? Well, because you have integrity yourself and you are a trustworthy person. So you expect that people are worthy of your trust until they've broken it. But narcissists know that you are naturally trusting, and they use this to their advantage to carry out their narcissistic manipulation tactics against you. And they know that they can get away with the lies on top of lies on top of lies because they know that you really want to trust them. So they lie and lie and lie, or they have truths and they mix it all in because they know you want to trust them. They use this against you. And the second trait, if you're an empath, is you notice that you value equality and you treat others with respect. You always do, because that is a core value. You believe that everyone deserves to be treated with respect. You believe that relationships are a 50-50 experience. They're a balance of giving and taking. And you do this golden rule, you live by it, the one we learned in kindergarten: treat others the way that you want to be treated. So you treat them with love, kindness, respect, forgiveness, and you expect that they treat you that way in return. So when you first meet the narcissist, they probably obligated for your need for basic equality and dignity. They show you this in the love bombing phase when they're hooking you in, but brick by brick, their charades start to crumble. You'll notice in one day you find yourself apologizing because you had the nerve to let the narcissist know that they hurt your feelings. You constantly find yourself saying, gosh, I'm sorry. because you let them know that they hurt your feelings. You have the right to let someone know when they hurt your feelings, and all of a sudden here you are apologizing because you let them know they hurt your feelings. The narcissist they lack emotional empathy, but they use cognitive empathy to get into your head and to exploit your compassion and empathy, because this feeds into their never-ending cycle and sense of entitlement. And this feeds into the third quality or trait that you have as an empath. You refuse to give up. You are a strong, wonderful person who refuses to give up. And this leads into staying too long, because you're like, I'm not giving up. Especially if you have kids together, I'm not giving up on my family. I'm not just gonna, oh, sorry, it didn't work out. And to narcissists, people with compassion and empathy, they're like a drug, because you're their form of source of supply. They lack this, and so they suck it from you. Every time they beat you down and carry out their narcissistic manipulation and tactics to exploit you, they get their little fragile ego fix. It's like a drug. It's a high that they get. And no one abusing drugs wants their supply to run out. If you're addicted to crack cocaine, you want your dealer to up and leave? No, you want them to stay around so that anytime you want cocaine, it's there, and you just go to your dealer and they give it to you. This is the same relationship with a narcissist and an empath. They want you there every time they need your supply. They don't want you to run out and leave. And the narcissist knows that you will never give up, or they think, because it's in your nature, it is a trait, it's a quality that you have, to see things to the end, to never give up. That's why they cling to you and they won't let go. That's why they seemingly love you and abuse you at the very same time. And so the fourth quality you'll notice that you have as an empath is that you unconditionally love. Who else unconditionally loves? If you're a dog lover, you notice that dogs unconditionally love. And it's sad but true. You can punish a dog and they still come back to you with their tail between their legs, like, please, 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 I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. You were like that hurt, abandoned, abused little puppy because you love unconditionally. It's an empathetic trait to do that. And this is perhaps one of the most bittersweet traits that makes you a magnet for narcissists, because they know that when you love someone, you don't just kind of love them. You don't play with them. You don't play games. You love them wholeheartedly, completely, and unconditionally. You love them for their flaws, their faults, so you are not giving up. You're going to stick around. And this can apply to all types of relationships, whether it's romantic partners, whether it's friends, whether it's family members. You truly, deeply believe that everyone is worthy of being loved unconditionally. And the narcissist understands this about you. It's not a secret. They know this about you, and they fully exploit this. In between the fights and the abusive slurs, you find that they maybe will apologize. I'm sorry. I know I didn't mean to do that. It's just that. Or they shower you with praise, and all of a sudden there's this, they're love bombing again. They're sprinkling in breadcrumbing. They're being nice. Okay, they seem to be getting better, and they promise you that they will change. And you feel like, wow, they really recognize and know what they did. This is all a facade. It's all fake. It's all a mask to make you believe that they too, that they also love you unconditionally the way that you love them. And they use it to keep you hooked until the next outburst, argument, or discard. So you'll notice, you've been with one, you know what I'm talking about. You'll notice the fifth trait about an empath is that you are honest and you are compassionate. And to the narcissist, honesty and compassion are not traits that one would brag about. They don't have them. And these traits are weaknesses in their eyes, and ones that should be hidden. Why? Well, they're narcissists, because someone could exploit these vulnerable traits. And that's exactly what narcissists do. They exploit your vulnerable traits. So in the beginning, in the love bombing phase, the narcissist pretends to really value and appreciate your honesty, your compassion. However, slowly but surely, like a drop of water on your forehead, they break you down. They use these traits against you. Did you tell your partner, the narcissist, your worst fears in the beginning? I just made a post about that today. The narcissist uses your fears against you. Things that make you sad, things that make you mad, trauma from your past, they use against you. And they freely and lovingly dig up every time they need to carry out narcissistic manipulation, the tactics to exploit your genuine and extremely very valid emotions. They don't hate your honesty. They love it because it gives them another opportunity, another chance to exploit you, and another chance to get exactly what they want. A sixth trait that an empath has is your desire to heal and fix people. This comes up all the time in people that I'm working with. It's my job to fix, because if I don't fix it, no one will, and everyone deserves to be happy. In our TT sessions and scenes that come back from your past, it's almost always because it's my job to fix it. And you feel like it is you have this desire, this loving desire to help heal and fix people. You believe that if everyone had a loving environment which to thrive, then the right opportunities, they could turn themselves around. This is most certainly what kept me in the last narcissistic relationship. I saw this potential, this hurt, damaged person, and I thought, you know what, if I just love him enough, if I provide this environment where he knows how amazing he is and how loved he is, he will turn his life around. He'll quit drinking, he'll quit yelling at me, he'll quit cheating on me, he'll quit leaving for weeks at a time without explanation. The narcissist knows that you have a burning desire to truly heal them, so they cling to you for dear life. You're like a life raft that's been thrown out, and they're in an ocean surrounded by nothing, and you are that life raft. They are clinging to you and holding on to you because their life depends upon it. And they know that you will never, ever turn down their fights, and you will always react emotionally to their abuse. You're never just gonna, okay. And they love that. They love getting this emotional rile and reaction out of you. This is exactly how they manipulate you for their own gain. And it's hard, if not impossible, to fix anyone who doesn't want to be fixed. The only person you can ever fix or change is yourself, and it takes work, it takes effort. You cannot fix or change a narcissist because their very identity rests upon excessive admiration, outside validation. They're not going to do internal work. Who wants to do that? So no matter how many times they tell you that they want to change, they will change, they can change, they intend to change, that's a lie. A complete, utter, blatant lie to give you hope that there's light at the end of this very, very dark tunnel that you were in. The seventh empathetic trait that you will notice that you have as an empath is you have trouble. Boundaries. Oh man, boundaries. You have trouble setting boundaries because you feel bad saying no. As someone who loves unconditionally, it is automatically trusting. You are automatically trusting. You have a strong desire to fix people. It only makes sense that you have trouble setting boundaries. This is perhaps one of the very first traits that narcissists identify when they search for a new victim or new supply, because it is one of the easiest to spot, and they do it in the beginning. People who set good boundaries are very vocal and expressive about their boundaries upon meeting someone. Narcissists smell this, like a dog smells something, like a fly on a turd. They smell it, and they will not engage with someone who sets firm boundaries because they're not going to be easy to use, abuse, and manipulate. So this is one of the first things they look for. They are drawn to empathetic people because empathetic people have trouble setting boundaries. And because they know that you'll put up with their narcissistic manipulation and abuse as long as they dish it out, this really sets a place for their fantasies of unlimited supply and success. And by the time that you're hooked in, by the time that you've gone down that road with them, and by the time that you decide, you know what, this isn't right, I'm going to draw a boundary. I'm going to get good at establishing firm boundaries. It's too late. it is far too late. The narcissist will simply just laugh in your face and go, really? Yeah, okay. Because you have taught them how to treat you. They will laugh in your face, they will tear down this wall, they will gaslight you, manipulate you, and you'll see it's too late. It's too late to set a boundary with them. So, manipulation tactics of narcissists and red flags. I'm pretty sure you all know what they are, but if you think you're being manipulated by a narcissist, this comes up a lot of like, is this person a narcissist? Especially after you've left one relationship and are entering into or engaging with another one, you're looking for these key factors. Well, here are the dead giveaways. There's 5 of them. First one is gaslighting. Are they rewriting your experience and saying that you remember the event or the behavior incorrectly? Are they the perpetual victim? Are they always the victim? Even when you bring up an instance when they hurt you and you know without a doubt you were the victim, they use passive aggressive behaviors and comments to make you feel that you have wronged them and you're the one that has abused them. Then they degrade your worth. Narcissists never ever ever support anything you do unless, there's one occasion, unless it benefits them. They'll remind you how worthless you are and how you'll fail at everything you do, and you really truly believe this because their voice becomes your inner voice. They are controlling. They get upset if you go anywhere or do anything, even go to the grocery store without checking with them first. Are you kidding me? I'm sorry, we were out of milk. Is that okay? It's not. It's not to them. Especially, this is especially true of like the grandiose narcissist. And then you'll notice that they deflect. The narcissist never, ever, ever does anything wrong. Nope, 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 nope. I didn't do anything wrong. I'm the victim here. You're the one. They will always deflect and blame it back on you or anyone else in the immediate vicinity. So if you are being manipulated by a narcissist or have been, or if any of the things I talked about reign true for you, if you have these qualities of an empath, if you're being manipulated, there's only one way to end the abuse. Gotta cut them out. Gotta get them out of your life. They will continue their manipulation, their control, abusive tactics until you bleed to death. That's when they win. That's when they win. That's when they've won. When you are completely dead and dry and there's nothing left of you but a shell of the person that you once were. That's when they won. Sadly, it's really messed up. So if you suspect that someone in your life or you know someone in your life has narcissistic traits, it's not your job to identify them. It is your job to get out, to take care of you, to put yourself in a situation that's much healthier, much better. So get out. If you can, go no contact. I always say this at the end of every video. If you can't because you have children with them, then get a strong, firm parenting plan. Get them out of your life in every way possible unless it's in relation to connecting to something about the kids. Don't give them any more ammo. Don't give them bullets to load their gun to use against you. So get out and then start the stages of healing. And the stages of healing are figuring out why. Why did I let this person in my life? How can I prevent this from happening again in the future? Because you feel like that. You feel dead inside. You feel like your soul's been crushed. You feel like you're a shell of a person. And you're not. There's still a little glimmer of light and hope, I promise you. And you can crank the dial up on that light to make it shine so much more brightly. But you can't do that when that person is still there dousing that flame. So doing the inner work to heal yourself. It's a journey that I take my clients on, and I love sharing information with you guys about this. It's my personal journey that I went through twice because I didn't learn the first time. The first time I thought it was him. Second time I realized, whoa, it's me. There's something about me. I got to fix this and figure it out. What is it? So I love sharing this information with you guys. Thank you. I hope it helps wherever you're at in your journey. If you're still in, make a safe plan to get out. And then when you are out and you're ready to do the work to heal, take your life back and be happy, be free from all of this craziness. Then I'd love to connect with you. So thank you guys as always for tuning in, for watching, for commenting, liking, and sharing. Know that you're enough and know that there's nothing about you that's broken or wrong. And these empathetic traits are good traits, but they're abused when they're in the hands of the wrong person. So keep them in the right hands. That's all. Thank you guys. Love you all.